And we are live. We are very nice. We are very live right now. Yes. Wowie wowsy. Wowie wowie. Alright. So here we are finishing up this page of our resurrection. And we will discuss more about that later. However, right now, please describe what we got going on as the writer, and this is your baby. What is going on? What are we looking at here? Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, I would say January, early February, about that. It'll be all right, nice and done. Mm-hmm. Hell's yeah. Yep. Yeah, yeah. We need the little icebreaker. That's definitely what's going to be happening. I can't wait for people to actually go ahead and read this. Like I did a little clip earlier of just like a zombie eating into somebody, and obviously it was without context, but yeah, our hero right here, he is very intelligent. He's very smart, very very smart, very capable. However, he pulled off some dumb shit. So now he's trying to make up for what he did. Very yes. Yeah, yeah. Exactly. He's a poor bastard. I mean, he gets caught up in everything. Now, all because of just a human thing. Just it's human. No, not yet. Yeah, 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 yeah. Poor guy. But every action has a consequence. I guess that's what you can say. Yep, yep. Little key card. What's going on there? Yeah, exactly. And he's running from something. Mm, Maybe I'll throw a hint in there somewhere. Throw in a hint. I don't know. Maybe. But a poor bastard. Poor bastard. So yeah, we got the scary movie. I can't talk right now. It's definitely based off of some, like you said, scary movie slash. Yeah, it's a scary movie type feel. But yeah, it's gonna have some serious horror to it. Like we're yeah, yeah, yeah. Because the story itself is so over the top that it's like we need to cover our asses, and that was a big challenge that we had to go through, and we still go through, because we know some of you, yeah, we know some of you trolls out there are going to be like, why did this happen? Why did that happen? Why is it this way? Why is it that way? So we need to come up with excuses, well, not excuses, explanations as to why this happens, as to we need to explain everything beforehand so people could just sit back and enjoy it, you know that's hopefully everybody here will. We pitched the idea to a few people, including my father, who absolutely loves this thing, and my fiance was rolling when she heard this. She's like, "Oh my god, what the hell?" So yeah, I did tell her about it, and she thinks that it's funny. She's like, "Oh wow." So yeah, Yeah, it'd be a good time. It was one of those things where I'm like, should I just full flat out say what's going on, and I did, and she was just laughing. She's like, oh my god. Yeah, exactly, exactly. I think many people on here would enjoy it. You have to have a sense of humor. Like if you can't have a sense of humor, then just don't grab the book. You know, or just grab it, give it a shot. I mean, honestly, it's every single person that we told absolutely loves it. So, like I said, it's a solid story. You know, and we are both lifelong comic book geeks, and we love. Like I grew up with. I know he gets a lot of hate, but Superman. I just grew up with him, Christopher Reeve, Superman, and just Batman animated series. Um, I know you were into Teen Titans, the newer one, not Teen Titans Go, but you were introduced to books that way. I remember I forgot the issue, but the first time I actually read a comic book was back when I was about 10, maybe. And I just moved somewhere with my mom, and I met a kid next door, and he's like, "Hey, you like to draw? Look at this." And it was a Silver Surfer comic book. I forgot what issue it was. It was just like I can't point it out to you if you put a gun to my head now, but it was definitely it was him flying, basically just surfing in space. And I was looking through it. I'm like, oh wow, that's like that anatomy is really cool. It was like a whole bunch of things that just kind of blew me away. And the fact that it was like a movie. It was like all those Superman movies, the superhero movies, the Ninja Turtle movies. It was like all that tied into one. So I was like, wow, that's I could actually kind of see myself doing that, and that's what really got me into it. Then I lost a little bit of traction as I kind of went like, nah, I think I'll just focus on graphics and this and that in college, and part of me wishes I could just go back and be like, nah, man, just go through it, But I'm glad that I did what I did, and now I have a son, and I got a son out of it. I'm very happy about it, and obviously he's like the best kid ever. And now I get the free time to do what I love, and I can still, come up with something that nobody has ever seen with a person that, and if I didn't come up here, I never would have met you. And so yeah. Do you want to tell them about Dakota a little bit? Um, you want to do that now, or oh, we are? Yeah. Hi. So yeah would would you want to discuss like Dakota himself a little bit, like the man behind the shit? Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, I only know the guy for a while, you know, but he quickly became like pretty close to me, and he's a really good guy. Was actually he was a kind person, and he was large in stature. You had a feeling like he could just like overwhelm you. He was just a big dude, but yet he was like a teddy bear. You know. Yeah. 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 And I will flat out admit that this project has been in the works for a long time, and I think it was also the fact that I was chasing down cash and work, and I was going through a really hard time at the time. Going through personal issues, of which he was more than willing to help me out with. Like he told me, "Hey man, if you need anything, you need a place to go, you know, uh, I got you." You know, I didn't even ask anything. He just said it. So that right there spoke volumes about. I worked with him. I was his boss. Um, I was his friend. I was his coworker, and then I got promoted and became his supervisor. And it's the more I got to know the kid, the it's like the you're right. He was just a very giving and thoughtful person, and also I got to know that he had that twisted sense of humor. So exactly the one that you're talking about. So I know for a fact that it was hard for me to, uh, yeah, I had to chase down money, and I was at a situation where I just, you know it, and now that it's like okay, well, it's almost like I think it's as simple as just changing what we call him. Like in the book, we just call him D. Yes. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. But here's a little bit of a giveaway right here about what's happening. A little bit, the taste of it. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Amazing. Absolute. Absolutely amazing. I mean it the art was astounding, and it to me the story was just. I was never into League of Legends. Like I have drawn Jinx before, but it was because basically I knew her as like a Harley Quinn type deal, and I love Harley Quinn. Um, but as soon as you introduced me to her, actually, and you said she's a lot like Harley Quinn, so I'm like, shit, yeah, I got to do this, you know? Yeah, yeah, she's crazy, and her personality is very much like her. So I was drawn to her right away. I'm like, oh man, she's cool. She got like bombs and stuff. But then, now that I watched it from her becoming powder to like, this crazy. I don't know. Did they call it powder in League of Legends? I, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I drew her a few times, so I'm like, yeah, that's it seems like the character, you know. And then obviously giveaway when it was like, oh, she's such a jinx. It's like, yeah, yeah, exactly. It is. That is wild. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I was into it, but I was like, it really wasn't my cup of tea. You know, I'm not exactly like role playing, stuff like that. I'm just not. But this made it seem like, okay, well, this is pretty cool. You know, I mean, this the story itself is just seems like it's insane. Um, I mean, the violence and the fact that they had like the anime. I keep going back to it. The animation is just so so good, and the fact that they had it so the characters were just the movements and the action itself was like not just it wasn't like over the top. I mean, yeah, it was, but I mean, it wasn't like how do I put it? Like it was very hand like fisticuffs at some points, which was just like so cool. Like I thought that that was very refreshing to have a story like that to that caliber, and not have it be like this over the top crazy bullshit. So, it's like it was very very down to earth at some points. The the way that like I don't know, coming from a background of being trained, you were trained in martial arts. I was trained in martial arts. Just to see um, like small little reference, like, oh well, you're kind of missing. You need to work on that dodge a little bit. You need to work on your hooks. You need to work up your rear guard and stuff. It was just something small like that. That was just like, oh, like they really put some thought into it. As cheesy as it sounds, it was really nice. Um, it had some authenticity to it. Um, Oh yeah, yeah, flawless almost. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I used to. I don't anymore. Yep, 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 yep. 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 Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. Yep, yep. The way that they, well, that's not just the animation. That's like the concept. You know, it's like the whole thing behind it. I mean, the animation itself, like the cell look, and I mean, it's like a blend of, I wouldn't say cell animation or whatever it is, but it looks like it's actually like from a game. Like it's not real, but it's so plausible in itself. But yeah, you're right. When it came down to the concept of Jinx having her like schizo moments, like she's breaking down, I think that that's probably one of the coolest things I've seen recently. Just the way that they have it, so it's they use it sparingly, but when they do, it has a very huge impact, and that's what I love about the visual arts and things like that. It's you can do things. I mean, a picture is worth 1,000 words, and these guys just totally use that to the extreme, and they're just I don't know. I just would love to have been there in that room, going like what they were thinking. Just hearing like, okay, well, let's do this, let's do that. How can we mix it in? Because it's like the way that they sketched out like they flash between. It's almost like scratch marks, and it's like crazy skull faces, and you see like the it kind of reminds me of, what is it? Shit. Um, Fight Club. Like when he's having like these flashbacks, or like these scenes of like, oh, this is what's happening, and it's kind of like that. Like when Tyler Durden first starts showing up, and it's like that flash thing that you barely catch. It's like a whole series of that, so just like all coming at once in your face, and you can almost have to like rewind everything just to catch a glimpse of what was there. I'm sure, like if I wanted to, or if anybody wanted to, they could just go through and dissect every single thing that's in there, and I just thought it was pretty cool. Um, and yep, yeah, like Into the Spider Verse. We're both fans of that. Yeah, no, yeah, yeah. Into the Spider Verse is the shit. Like I love that Miles Morales, and I love that they did him some favors. So to see an art style reflect a character, that's what they were doing. They're reflecting Jinx. It wasn't just something that she saw. It was something that it was her. And the more that it glitched out, the more that she was like herself, she was glitching. It's almost like when she came back, you saw like uh, her emotions were all over the place. Yeah, I thought that was really really cool how they pulled that off. The one complaint I have is when they were crying. It's like the, I don't know. Like I know I was just all over it, like the animation. Um, and maybe it's just I wasn't a fan of like how they went like full on, like rubber face clown crying. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the only complaint that I have ever of that, and that's just a personal preference. I mean, that's it. You know. Um, Otherwise, it's just fucking flawless in my mind. Like if anybody can point out like how it's not flawless, like please show me. It's I don't know. And the story itself, I mean, it's just so rich. Like I want to go back and maybe watch that again. See if I can catch some more things. Like I honestly, I'm not gonna go play the game. One, because I know I'll probably get addicted, and two, um, I again, it's just not my genre. But I can tell that that's going to draw a lot of people in, and yep, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. They already did. They already announced season two. Yeah, Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah. 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 Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. 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 I agree. Jeff Johns. Yeah. 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 For me, it was Selma Hayek. That. Yeah. 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 Yep. 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 Yeah. Yeah. So Starfire's you're legit. Yeah. So you. Yeah. Oh, I don't know if I can do that. Yeah. Yeah. We will. Blindsided. Yeah. See, that's what hooks you. You know, that's what it is. They know what they're doing. Oh, yep, yep. I'm looking at it. Yeah. Yep. Yo, that's my. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah. 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 Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Selma Hayek was for me that she was like, and also Hispanic, which I find funny that I'm engaged to a Hispanic woman now. So hey, yep, it happens. It happens. Yep. Never say never. Yeah. Yep. So I did get the cover, and I just felt like that I'm drawing it, and the reason why I'm also drawing it is because Michael Turner is like one of my most favorite comic book artists ever. To viewing it, yeah. What the fuck? I'm 7, man. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Did I tell you I know Sean McManus? Yeah, I didn't know exactly how big the dude was, and then uh, I'm like, wait, you did fucking Sandman? It's like, yeah, I met him, and he's like such a down to earth dude. He's like really nice, and he's not like that, that pretentious ass. You know what I mean? So I didn't even put two and two together, and then I'm like, oh shit! I'm like, that's actually you. I mean, that was really cool. Anyways, yeah, I just yeah, yeah, yeah. Like right now, I'm going to stop looking at that picture because I'm going to compare myself to Michael Turner, and then I'm going to like really hate myself. So I'm going to stop looking at that picture. I'm just going to draw. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. It's that's another thing, man. It's like a lot of artists out there, including myself. I mean, we get this amazing inspiration from all these artists, and and you want to draw just like them, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with wanting to draw like those people that like I love Joe Mad. Joe Mad is fucking amazing. So for a while there, I was drawing like Joe Mad in the 90s, like when he first came out. The dude came out when he was like 15, 16, into the business. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? But he's he it's I don't know. It's okay to draw like the person that you want to be like. However, uh, I realized that once I said, fuck it, I'm not going to do that. That's when my art seemed to get better, and that's when I just started to focus more on how I can do my own stuff. And oh yeah, preach. Yep, yep, yep. It's just like music. You drummed for a while, and you know exactly. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like yeah, yeah, you do, you do. You need inspiration. I Yeah, like yeah, it motivates you. Like I was drawing Dragon Ball Z like batshit. Like for a while there, I was actually sick a lot because I'm epileptic, like and sometimes it was just like some migraines that would happen. I would never see school um, for a long time, and there would be months and months and months to the point where I had to get a tutor. So what happened was I would just draw, 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 and I would study like Turner, Scott Campbell, even Tom McFarlane, and then that it's like they imprinted on me, and also actually I drew a picture of it's up on the up on my YouTube, and it's a picture of Black Cat. It's like a famous cover of J. Scott Campbell, and it was just like a redraw it. So I redrew it, but I redrew it like in kind of like my style, at least what I saw as my style. But then people were commenting like, "Oh, good inking job." I'm like, I fucking drew that, So it's like, um, sometimes I pull out like this one probably I'm going to lean towards Turner because I was just looking at it, and I don't mean to mimic. That's why I stopped looking at the picture, and I'm just going to fine tune it myself. Um, because that's the problem with working, like trying to work for your idols, or trying to mimic your idols. Because when you do stuff like live stream, or just in general, uh, like I need to watch myself when I read books now. Like I'll let me see, Hush, right? Or even Court of Owls and Batman. I mean, Court of Owls was fucking amazing. I love that. I think Capullo, is that how you pronounce it? Capullo? His style is so cool. And even his art style changed. Like, if you look at the beginning, it looked a lot like Tom McFarlane. Like, a lot. A lot like Tom McFarlane. And then somewhere along the line. Like I think he took over Spawn for a little bit when Todd was in hiatus for some reason, and I hate it. Yeah, but that was like when I first started noticing him, and then now I see Court of Owls, and he looks different. You know, his art evolved past what it was supposed to be. Like let me see, like Jim Lee, his style changed so much. Um, like you check it out back in like the night, like the highest selling comic book, X-Men #1 it's sold like millions and millions of copies or some shit. um, his art is completely different, and so you could see the transformation. And for me, it was Hush. Like I saw Hush, and I was like, holy fuck, I mean, it was just like that blew me away. Just the way that everything was done, you could tell that he was learning to draw Batman as it was happening. If you look at the first few pages, you can tell that he was feeling out the proportions. He was feeling out a lot of everything, and then finally towards the end, you can tell the way that he shorthands the cape, how he has the cape flowing, just the way that the face is drawn, the thin line work, things like that. You could tell that he was learning how to draw Batman, and he was learning how to draw Gotham City. You could see it. So when I look at that book, I'm like, Jesus, it's like there's hope for me yet. It's like, uh, it's everybody evolves, and I noticed that when I just stopped looking at the artists. I mean, yeah, I go back for references, but when I stopped looking at the artists, then suddenly I started to get the commissions. Then I started to get some recognition, and I ended up meeting people in the industry, and going to the Kubert School, yes, and meeting my idols, Adam Kubert, and then I became, I met some other ones like Kim DeMolder and Fernando Ruiz. That guy, he ended up being one of my favorite teachers, and so that's the whole world opens up once you accept the fact that you are not that other person. If somebody wants Jim Lee, they'll go fucking buy Jim Lee. They'll spend those extra hundreds to go get a Jim Lee piece, not somebody that can draw just like Jim Lee. You know, so once, yeah, so once you got it done, and once you got your own thing, then it's like, oh, okay, because now people say, they come to me, they're like, oh, I can definitely tell that's Zach. The way that he drew that female, I can tell that that's him. I get that, so that's what I like. Not like, oh, is that so and so? No, it's me. So that's why when J. Scott Campbell's contest was out, and I even put it up, start to finish, like me drawing it, people on Instagram and shit were like, oh, nice ink job. I'm like, fuck you, But I can see why they did it. I can see why they said it. It's just hard to hear. No, yeah, no, that's just me venting. Like, I think, yeah, yeah. That's you see, that's the thing that I noticed that Michael Turner actually taught me. Like he wrote, I bought this book. It was Wizard #0, and the book was basically techniques from all the artists that I loved. It was, I think even Philip Tan was in there, and it was like I don't know if Jim Lee was in there, but it was definitely J. Scott Campbell, Michael Turner. I don't know if one of the Kuberts were in there. I think it might have been, maybe, but it was definitely those guys, and I studied them over and over and over again, and I was drawing them like crazy, and I just wanted to, get like them, and for a while there, I was convincingly, I could definitely draw out, not as good as J. Scott Campbell, but enough for me to write to Marvel when I was 13, and then have a write back saying, "Come back to us when you graduate high school. Here's a paperwork for what is it? An internship." And I still have that letter. And it's like, a long time ago. I was 13, but still got it, tucked away here somewhere. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They can't. So now it's like I told that to some people at school once, and they're like, "Oh, that's bullshit." I'm like, "Oh, well, here it is. I brought it in." You know, like, "Oh, okay." So, yeah, you can't dog that, and that right there was probably. I mean, have a I like I said, I studied them, and at that time, I think I was very Todd McFarlane influenced as well. So I drew Spider-Man and Carnage, very Todd McFarlane like, and then I got the call, like the right back. But yeah, yeah. Once I decided that I'm me, that's it. I'm coming out like this. Then I killed it. Or some people hate my style, some people love my style. I get a lot of hate for it, and then I get a lot of praise for it, and that's cool. That's what I want. It's not for. Yep, 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 yeah. Like I see artists on here, all like a lot of artists actually came to me before, and they're like, "Well, how do you get like recently?" Somebody's like, "How do you get noticed? Where can I post?" And I'm like, I shit, man. I wish I could just give you uh, all the stuff that I did, you know. And I said, well, first off, I'm not in the big two, so you can't really, um, ask me for that. However, I can, I point people out to different websites and things like that they can go to and help them out, different forums. And it's like, I understand the hunger, and I got it myself. But once I realized, like, okay, not everybody will like it, but people will buy it, then it's like, people started to come to me. And, uh, so all the artists out there, yeah, I'll be happy to answer questions. I'll be happy to give you any advice or any tips. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, and now I'm just adjusting my mindset and what I want to do, because it's a very high demand to work for Marvel and DC. And not saying that I could not pull off that demand. It's just a lot of personal things come up, and somebody came in when I did do my stint at the Cuba school stint. It was a fucking honor. It was like some of the best time of my life. Um, I loved it, and it's a shame I had to come back, but I came back and I had a son. It was a shame how it all happened. But when I was there, it was like, it was a fucking honor. And one guy came in, I forget his name, poor soul, right? I think he was an inker, and he said that the deadline was due like the next day or next couple of days, and he said, I had to work. He's like, my fiance dumped me and left me, but I still needed to finish that page. And he's like, so I had to work through it. So I was working through it, crying and things like that. And I'm not putting down the big two. I'm not putting down any publisher ever. The business is a business is a business. However, I have a son that's, as you know, he's epileptic and he's dealing with things, and there's no way in shit I could be in two different spots at the same time. My kid comes first, you know. So it's it takes a certain time and dedication to do that. So if you have the skill and you have the mindset and the drive to do it, and the commitment, and the obligations and the time is, you can meet that demand, then shit, go for it. So No, no, man, that swallows. No, that it's hey, yeah, to be successful in anything, even even with the indie stuff, like this is indie, but it's hopefully it catches on and it won't be indie because everybody we do have plans, we have some big plans, but it's anything if you want to improve at anything, even just studying art or studying a craft or anything like that. It takes a lot of time and dedication, and it's a lot of effort goes into something, and sometimes you just need to put that added put some stuff aside. And there's some things that I couldn't really put aside at the time, so I kind of put that on the back burner. And I'm fine with that. It's fun. It's fun. Like thing about Michael Turner is that he extends like the entire body, and it's hard to keep that in mind. So, like the guy is amazing, but you have to keep in mind that there's like spines. Like she has a spine, you know. Uh, so I mean, the guy, like I said, the guy influenced me so much, and it's a shame that he passed away because a buddy of mine did have the pleasure and the honor of meeting him, and I think he died of a tumor, brain tumor, and I think I can't remember off, but he did die of some form of cancer, and but the guy killed it. Pardon the phrasing, but I mean he totally cemented and set forth a bunch of careers, including you know and I hope to I'm going to toot my own horn just a little bit. There's a kid that I did when I did my first comic book signing, I think back in 2014 or something. There was a kid that I met, and he asked for my personal information, things like that, which is fine. He asked for my contact, and he actually kept in touch, and he was getting in touch with me, and um, I just said like, okay, well, he's like, well, can you give me any tips? I said, you want honest tips? He said, yes. I said, okay. So I kind of laid into him a little bit, and instead of him, I mean, I wasn't like mean. I was just like, work on this, work on this, work on this. Very matter of factly, like, you have promise. You really do. You do it. Go for it. You have promise. It's just you need to look out for this. You need to look out for that. Because if I'm catching it, God forbid, like one of the guys that one of the editors catch it. At some of the companies you want to work for. And so I didn't hear from him for a little bit. I'm like, fuck. I discouraged him. I hurt his feelings or something. I felt bad. I really did. But then he came back to me later and he's like, hey, what's Zach? How's this? And I was like, oh, that's good. Keep this up. And he kept coming back to me over and over and over again. And then one day he comes to me and he's like, I just applied and got into a art school, and I really wanted to thank you. And I still have that picture that you signed for me, like all those like 6 years ago. And whenever I felt like I needed some inspiration, I looked at it. Your words helped me out, and I really am grateful for it. And thank you so much. You're a great inspiration. I was like, uh, it took me back. I was like, holy shit. And just to know that I actually, helped somebody achieve something. It's like it was I was brought to tears. It's like, wow, I actually influenced this person to find a passion and to go for it. So I couldn't. It's humbling. It's humbling as hell. Yeah. So I see, again, it's like I see that potential in my son. I see like all this stuff. Like he's a smart little kid. I mean, he has like ADD. and but so I need to tell him sit down every once in a while, that. But it's like he has all this unlimited potential, and to see him just sit down and to do something, to focus on something, uh, it's nurturing him. It's trying to, just yeah, it's like every day is like one of those moments, or every day is like what's going to happen now. So I have that experience uh, every day with my kid. Now he's getting older, so yeah, yeah. So that's it. Mm-hmm. uh, well, basically, what this is well, it gets to the point where once everything's mapped out, you just it's all about shading in certain areas and emphasizing different lines. So like over here, I know that it's heavy shades over here on the arms. I know that there is some heavy shades around the rib cage. So now it's just like finding out the solid black areas and then just balancing the just balancing the positive and negative spaces. This is where it's like you can just look at it. Like once it's mapped out, you can just do it, and I can actually talk on the phone or whatever while I'm doing this. It's just plotting out where everything is. Um, so it's fun, Like sometimes people will be like, "Oh, Zach, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, I'm doing this. I'm drawing." Oh, can I let you go? No, no, it's okay. So, oh yeah, yeah, it's fun. It's fun to because I just put down this whole process. I was just like, yeah, I thought I was gonna bust this up live in front of everybody, and it's gonna be like, wow, Zach, you suck. But then I'm like, you know what, fuck it, again, fuck it, and then I just worked on it, and I said, all right, I'm not going to draw like Michael Turner. I'm just going to do this, and then now it's turning out okay. So like right here, I realized that like I know I drew in the face and everything else, but I'm just fixing up the lines to add some depth. The way that you layer hair uh, is different with each hairstyle. Like if I draw like somebody like Scarlett Johansson, the way you curl her hair is a lot different than some wavy lines. You need to work on layers and stuff like that. Now Starfire, she doesn't really have that type of thing. Um, she doesn't have that type of curl that I could draw it. It's more like a free flowing fire type deal. Um, so I'm kind of picking out where I want these lines to exist, and then later on, if I feel like it, I can just go back and really push the details and stuff. Like I technically could just like push through this and make it, a full fledged thing. Um, maybe even turn it into a poster. People could buy or something. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No problem. I'll do it. Seeing like now, yeah. Well, I like I said, yeah. Well, like I said, I mean, it's not just because of that. It's also because I saw Michael Turner. I'm like, fuck, man. I mean, that guy is just like I said. He was just the bomb. The guy was amazing. It, so it's I mean, his own unique style. He actually, I was going to mention that he like you notice the eyes, like how it's fierce, like you said. He said something like you people confuse sexy as in like butt naked and showing everything that the woman has, but really that's not it. What it is showing mystery and strength and vulnerability. So he said if you can mix those types of feelings together, then you can make it work. So like like strength, right? Like you got like the eyebrows, you got like the eyes, like the fierce eyes, right? And then you got the mystery, like I covered up some of her face, like over here. Like the neck is very sensual, so I might leave that. But I might curl it like this because she has full hair, but yet there's ways that you can make it so it's like you can see kind of through it, and so you can notice that. So it's all about just. I mean, yeah, I can draw her with like legs spread open and everything else. But I mean, that's not it. That's not to me how you draw like a sexy woman. I do have pictures on here where it's like there's they're exposed or they're barely covered and stuff like that. That's because it's just cheesecake and people that are drawing on Instagram and stuff like that. That they say, "Wow, I love your stuff. Draw me." So I just decided to show the world, and now it's like uh, I lost track. I had a brain fart. I was on a roll. I just I noticed something that just threw me off. All right, let's see. Eh, I'll get back to that later. No. I want to get to turn. Get that Turner influence going on here. Fuck. Yeah, I was just like swearing to myself and everybody listening thus far. If you're sticking in here, thank you very much. Let me see. Yeah, it's like kind of like a Kim Kardashian, I want to fix you up nose. This is killing me now. This is gonna piss me off. They can be a bitch, especially at an angle, because you have to draw them correctly. Because if you just throw it off just a little bit, like if you make them too big, they look like shit. If you make them too small, they're gonna look like they got plastic nose jobs. So it's like, but the way that the face is done technically is you divide it up into halves. So it's like she has thick full hair, so I need to keep that in mind. So I got half right here, then half right here, and then half right here, half right here. So her nose is supposed to be right along here. I know. There you go. Boom. All right. I have a feeling that that looks a little better to me. Yeah. Yeah. It's honestly it's a surprise to me how everything turns out as well. Because every time I draw something, I'm like, gee, I wonder how it's gonna go. You know, it'll either go fine or it goes like shit. Seems like today. Hmm. Yeah, you start off like at least what I do is I start off with a basic concept, like what I want, try to find the like if you watch some of my videos, I sketch out like the head, then I sketch out like all the stuff, but I do it so that I can get a mental picture of where I want everything to go. And then I figure out, okay, well what does her face look like or what does this face look like? What's the intent? Like are they happy, sad, scared, panicky, you know, whatever. What's the emotion? Okay, so how can I convey that in the body language? So this all came from like, hey, I want to draw a picture, you know. So it's you try to think of all that stuff beforehand, and then once you got that down, like, okay, this person is standing there, like Starfire, she's standing there, she's looking kind of alluring, she has like a little uh, attitude in her eyes. Actually, I can actually push this down a little bit, so she has like a little fierceness in her, um, and and that's what's also cool about illustration is that you can the human eyebrow does not do this. It does not. But the thing is that you can pull it off, and it just shows the emotions of like the character. Yeah, accentuated. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Now her hair. I mean, I noticed that Turner. I'm looking back at it again. He has like a very angular hair, which is kind of like what I learned just by like looking at him. A lot of my hair is very angular. Uh, so um, it's he kind of left feathering to. I mean, he did some feathering, but uh, it seemed like most of the things he did was like very not feathered, like less detailed on the females, and also like he would do like highlights, kind of like it's wet, so that's like a glistening type feel to it. Yeah. Also, one thing that a lot of artists do is they hide faces behind hair, and it's easy to get busted. Like okay, I could easily go like this. I can easily go like like get the hair down and stuff like that, which actually does kind of look better. But um, it's I'd rather suffer through most of the stuff first. Like see right here, like this spot is what's killing me. This side on the left, I have to figure out what the hell to do with that. Like I want to give her bangs. Actually, you know what? That does work. I hate to be that guy, but that does work. Yeah. Like there's obviously like another cheat going on here. I could. Yeah. Well, there's massive truth to that because it's just one. Sometimes you just need to get shit done. So you develop a shorthand on how to do things. So like I automatically go to like thick eyebrows, or I automatically go to, well, not thick eyebrows, but like kind of angular eyebrows, and I go to like heavy on the eyeliner. Sometimes I have to make it so you need to like thin it out, whatever. So I do need to make conscious decisions every once in a while, but yeah, it is very much that is a thing. And so like I just did all that. That is very much a thing, and so it is a fair critique. Thing is that it is okay to vary the picture itself. Like you need to keep in mind, okay, like this is obviously a different person, so uh, like let me see. Yeah, no, it's very fair. It's very fair, and how to avoid it is you have to put a lot of thought into it and a lot of time into it, and especially unless you have like a, I don't know, like one great person um, that did that is, I think it's Albuquerque, Raphael Albuquerque, like New Mexico. The guy, he did American Vampire or something like that. I did meet the guy. He's like wicked nice, but he is like a graduate of the Cuber School, I believe, and he did that. He made a conscious decision to be like, okay, I'm not going to draw it like this. I'm not going to have the basic person. I want to struggle and make sure all of them look different. And you can tell that it really works. And I give the guy a lot of credit because it takes a lot of work to develop, um, and in like repeatedly draw an individual without falling into that trap. Because you do develop a shorthand. No, you do. The thing is that the human face is like the most recognizable thing ever. Um, so it's not symmetrical, period. But you need to know like the dimensions, which is why I literally just flipped this thing over, because it forces me to see what was off with her face to begin with, rather than, you know, suffer through it and then come back the next day and be like, oh shit, her face is all off. So I do that a lot. I just flip it and I check it and I can be like, okay, well, that seemed off to begin with. Okay, this seemed a little off. I can stretch this out. You know, so I do that a lot. Yeah, see, so shorthand again. A lot of artists would do. I'm going to create a new layer just to do this, but a lot of artists, what they would do is they would do like the eye, and then they would do the eye, and then try to do, maybe like what they'll do is like erase some of the stuff around here and make it look like it's like that, which can work. But again, shorthand, I just do like a like I keep that in mind, that glimmer, and I just have a hint of something like that. So then it's just, you know, it's an eye. You know, there's like it's wet in there. That's really all I need. It says not enough information. I'm seeing buffering. What the fuck is this buffering shit? Am I buffering? It better not be buffering. Okay, good. Because that's exactly what I'm doing. Is it buffering or not? Just seeing, yeah, YouTube throwing a fast one on me. I'm getting shadow banned. Oh no. Oh, I do say titties a lot in my next thing. Well, not titties, but I say breasts. Breasts, okay? Like everybody has breasts. It's just, you know, with females, obviously they're out there. Everybody has breasts. Uh, call them pecs if you want, but there's breast tissue. So it's like, you know, what the fuck. Plus, man, I've seen some like really like graphic shit on YouTube. If they can get away with like body waxing in a specific area in great detail, I think I can say breasts on YouTube. Like one time I was doing I was looking up references, like some of the shit that artists have to look up. Like we would have to be like shamefully we'd probably be red flagged. Like like I wouldn't be surprised. Like you're saying like okay, sometimes you just need a convincing reference. So it'll be like, you know, like a 5-year-old kid tossing around a ball or something like that, or you know, a 5-year-old kid bouncing a ball, right? So all artists do this. It's a dirty secret. All artists do this. We look at reference, and or at least most artists I know do that. So it's like okay, well, you feel kind of weird, like oh, 5-year-olds like or a child like relaxing at like a family and like a child and family relaxing at a beach or something. So it's like, you know, it's obviously innocent, but you know, you look through the search history, it's like what the fuck. But it's that was a topic of conversation. It's like damn, but you know, you need some reference. Am I still buffering, or am I okay? All right, cool. See, so now I got the shoulder was off, so I got that a little bit. There's some more stuff that could be added, so I'll just go back and erase some of that shit. So this is what I do with the book a lot. I just flip things over and I just mow it over. What time is it? 11:15. Witching hour. Yeah. See, it should be getting late for me. It will be, I'm sure. But it's part of the life of a father and artist. Sometimes you just work until an hour where it's like, what the fuck am I still doing up? And then you debate, like, should I even go to sleep? All right. Well, I'm glad you found this picture because I love Michael Turner. All right. Yeah, I can't. I can't. Back to the League of Legends. I can't wait for that shit to come out in season 2. All right. See, so now I'm pretty much set with what I want. I can just erase some of the shit right here. I can erase all that. That's also what I like about comics. It's just like, or any art form. Yeah, I've done like painting and stuff like that. It's just you come in with an idea, and then you just work through it. And sooner or later, like I knew I was going to draw a Starfire. I just didn't know how she would work out. So it's not Michael Turner. It doesn't look like the exact same picture, but it's my own take on that because I'm not even going to try to compete with him. I mean, that guy, like I said, he was just way too out there. Yo. All right. So I think I'm going to just doodle for a bit. If you want to call it a night, you can call it a night. Yeah, yeah. No, I'm probably gonna hit the hay soon if I just can get by this because now I'm getting caught up in this. All right, it was a pleasure. Have a good night. Oh shit. All right, bye. It was like a fucking zombie. Put her in the book. All right. Yeah, I might push through. No. Mm. don't need that anymore. Let's see. Should be doing other shit. Alright. See. Fucking move his hair. Yeah. Just fire blending in. Just might do that. This is the tedious part. Real tedious part. I just want to speed right the fuck through. I might just do this later. I do have some other stuff I need to do. This is a lot of fun. It's a nice change of pace. Well, what the fuck is that about? There you go. This is almost zen. Just shade it in. Just shade it in. Shit. I'll put this up for sale if you guys made it this far. I'll put it up for sale. Why not? Maybe I'll even ink it later. I can sell it as a pencil, sell print. It is 9 by 12. I don't know if you can see that on the screen, but it is 9 by 12. So. think that's enough for tonight. I need to sleep. Anyways, thanks for joining, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for sticking around during my the rest of my doodle sketch time. I'll finish this up at some point and put this up for sale if you guys are interested. All right, check you next time. Oh, make sure to check out that J. Scott Campbell picture that I was talking about earlier. I swear to God, I did do it. I didn't get any credit for the contest. I don't know. All right, bye.